Hello everybody, today I'm going to show you the world of RPGs on the Steam Deck. Whether you're a fan of immersive fantasy worlds, thrilling combat, or compelling stories, we've got you covered. From exploring vast open worlds to battling mythical creatures, these RPGs offer unforgettable experiences that you can now take with you anywhere with the Steam Deck. So grab your gear, ready your spells, and get ready to discover some of the best RPGs the Steam Deck has to offer. Square Enix's Final Fantasy VII Remake takes the seminal PS1 JRPG and gives it way more than just a fresh coat of paint. In part 1 of the story, players are guided through Cloud Strife's early days as a member of Avalanche, a crew that strives to undermine the actions of the Shinra Corporation. Swapping turn-based combat for real-time action, the remake offers a surprising amount of depth across its various playable characters. Intergrade comes packaged with Yuffie's DLC, an extension of the base game that provides even more stellar combat and character-building moments. Although the PC version garnered some criticism upon release, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade is still overall a net positive and one of the best deck-verified RPGs on Steam. In Yakuza 0, players are transported to the vibrant and gritty streets of 1980s Japan, where they step into the shoes of two compelling protagonists, Kazuma Kiryu and Goro Majima. The game masterfully blends a deep, crime-infested narrative with quirky side stories and a plethora of engaging activities. From engaging in intense street brawls to managing a cabaret club, players are immersed in the rich and diverse world of Japan's criminal underworld. As players progress through the game, they uncover a web of deceit, betrayal, and redemption, all set against the backdrop of a meticulously recreated 1980s Japan. The game's attention to detail is impeccable, from the bustling streets of Kamurocho to the neon lights of Sotenbori. Every corner of the city feels alive and full of secrets waiting to be discovered. With its engaging storyline, complex characters, and immersive world, Yakuza 0 stands out as a true masterpiece in the RPG genre. Whether you're a fan of crime dramas or just looking for an unforgettable gaming experience, Yakuza 0 delivers in spades. Released on the same day as the Steam Deck, Elden Ring was the ultimate test of the handheld system's potential. Can Valve's platform run a massive open-world RPG with enough content to last hundreds of hours? The answer proved to be yes, and playing Elden Ring on the go is just as awe-inspiring as booting The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild on the Nintendo Switch. From Software's 2022 title drops players in the lands between, a vast nightmarish world that demands to be thoroughly explored. Boasting a deep customization system, dozens of epic boss fights, and rich lore, Elden Ring is incredible. Obviously, the Steam Deck is not the best way to experience Elden Ring, as it does come with quite a few performance concessions compared to a mid-tier home computer or modern consoles, but it runs well enough to be playable. Darksiders 2 Deathinitive Edition is an epic tale of redemption and vengeance, set in a world on the brink of destruction. Players take on the role of Death, one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, as he embarks on a quest to clear his brother War's name and restore balance to the universe. The game features a vast open world filled with dungeons, puzzles, and epic battles, all brought to life with stunning visuals and a hauntingly beautiful soundtrack. Players will explore diverse environments, from towering cities to desolate wastelands, as they uncover the secrets of the past and face off against formidable foes. With its deep and engaging gameplay, rich lore, and immersive world, Darksiders 2 Deathinitive Edition offers a gaming experience that is as rewarding as it is captivating. Whether you're a fan of action RPGs or just looking for an epic adventure, Darksiders 2 Deathinitive Edition is sure to leave a lasting impression. There are hundreds of great RPGs, but only a handful can be said to have changed the genre, hopefully for the better. The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt is an example of a relatively recent release that altered the gaming landscape by simply setting a new standard of excellence. Since this project's release, RPGs in general have seemingly started to make more of an effort to ensure side quests are meatier experiences. Obviously, The Witcher 3 was not the first game to deliver great secondary content, but it arguably perfected it. The rest of the package is also incredible, be it the open world, main storyline, or voice acting. That said, the combat can be a bit polarizing, although things do start to come together once players grow familiar with its systems. A convincing argument can be made that Divinity: Original Sin 2 was the most complete RPG of the 2010s. The game has impeccable world building, fairly great writing for its main and secondary quests, deep customization, and a complex grid-based combat system that arguably perfects this style of gameplay. This title sits comfortably alongside the genre's best offerings, and its replayability means that someone could spend years tied to this RPG. If there is one criticism that could be made of Divinity: Original Sin 2, it is that the game is not that welcoming to newcomers. People unfamiliar with CRPGs are likely to spend the first couple of hours at a complete loss as they stumble awkwardly from one fatal encounter to the next. However, once things click, things really get going. The Steam Deck is a pretty great device for Persona. Valve's store has 7 of the franchise's games, and 5 of them are verified for the handheld system. There are 2 exceptions, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax and Persona 5 Strikers. Both of these are currently marked as unsupported, although the latter seems to be manageable with some tweaks, according to Proton. Otherwise, fans can play through Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden, Persona 5 Royal, Persona 5 Tactica, and Persona 3 Reload. All of these are good to great, and an argument could be made that P5 represents the franchise at its best. However, 2024's Persona 3 Remake also compares favorably to any turn-based JRPG on Steam, and it offers the ideal way to experience perhaps the darkest and greatest story in Atlas-decorated series. The PS2 original was a landmark release as it moved the Megami Tensei spin-off series into social sim territory, a shift that would come to define Persona's identity. Although a touch rudimentary compared to its sequel, Persona 3's social links are still satisfying, and Reload modernizes them just enough to accommodate current standards while retaining its predecessor's core. The turn-based battles are traditional but entertaining, and they are complemented by a well-done monster-catching system that encourages continuous growth. What's there to say? While Persona 5 is also available on PC and is pretty damn excellent, to many, Persona 4 is unassailable. It's sort of an endless argument on which Persona is the best, and we shouldn't get into that here. But we can say that Persona 4 Golden is a flawless experience on Steam Deck. While the game is playable on Vita as well, you're likely to get much better battery life in addition to significantly better performance on Steam Deck. An easy recommendation for Persona fans, both new and old. While Persona 5 Royal is also on Switch at this point, Steam Deck runs the game much better than on Nintendo's handheld while also maintaining decent battery life. An easy recommendation for the platform. Both games run great. Both games are officially listed as Steam Deck playable. While there is a very capable Switch port for Nier, Automata, Steam Deck is still the only way to play Replicant portably, and the best way to enjoy Automata on the go. The latest mainline entry and arguably the most influential turn-based JRPG franchise of all time, Dragon Quest XI serves as a testament to the series' enduring appeal. Even though its combat system and narrative do not stray far from the beaten path, the game does not feel tired, and the Definitive Edition fixes most of the small issues the vanilla version has. Dragon Quest XI whisks players on a colorful adventure filled with magnetic characters and gorgeous locations. Unsurprisingly for the franchise, the story is very long, easily lasting more than 50 hours. Also unsurprisingly for the franchise, the game is good enough to remain interesting. While some other games certainly deserve to be in discussion, DQ11 might very well be the best JRPG on Steam Deck. In Dragon's Dogma, players are thrust into a sprawling open-world fantasy adventure filled with mythical creatures, epic battles, and a deep and engaging story. The game's innovative pawn system allows players to recruit AI-controlled companions, known as pawns, who fight alongside them and provide valuable insights and strategies. One of the standout features of Dragon's Dogma is its dynamic combat system, which allows for intense and strategic battles against a variety of enemies. Players can choose from a variety of classes, each with its own unique abilities and playstyles, and customize their character to suit their preferred style of play. As players explore the vast and beautifully crafted world of Dragon's Dogma, they will encounter a wide variety of quests, dungeons, and secrets to uncover. The game's day-night cycle and dynamic weather system add an extra layer of immersion, making the world feel alive and ever-changing. With its deep and engaging gameplay, rich lore, and stunning visuals, Dragon's Dogma is a must-play for fans of open-world RPGs. Whether you're exploring the world, battling mythical creatures, or unraveling the mysteries of the story, Dragon's Dogma offers an unforgettable adventure that will keep you hooked from start to finish. Exploring the NCR portably, like we only could have dreamed of. While there are some instability issues, it's no different from how the game performs on Windows. Many of the same mods and loaders will work just fine under Proton, and the stock experience matches that of a stock Windows playthrough. Every game in the Deus Ex series available on Steam is verified/playable, with the sole exception of Human Revolution, which works out of the box, but must be closed through SteamOS's interface, as the in-game option will hang. While Human Revolution and Mankind Divided are available on modern platforms outside of PC, and by extension, Steam Deck is the only platform where you can play every game in the series. After a couple of fruitful years in Steam's early access program, Larian Studios' Baldur's Gate 3 made its full debut at the beginning of August 2023, launching to a standing ovation and near universal praise. BG3 was one of 2023's best additions to the genre, along with just being one of the year's greatest overall games. The title was immediately deck verified, and it runs pretty well on Valve's portable system. If someone has a gaming desktop, they should opt to use that system as the game benefits from a larger screen and the, presumably, stronger specs, but its performance is serviceable on the Steam Deck. Baldur's Gate 3 is a turn-based tactical RPG that takes inspiration from Larian's Divinity, Original Sin 2, so fans of the latter should have an idea of what to expect from the new title. That said, the 2023 release will likely be most people's first foray into this subgenre, and they could not ask for a better entry point. The game offers deep customization, a fully realized world, great flexible storytelling, and a complex battle system that requires strategic thought and a proper grasp of each party member's strengths and weaknesses. If someone is a fan of RPGs, they have probably played Skyrim at some point in the last decade. While the 2011 version's age shines through in a lot of areas, the game has largely stood the test of time. Bethesda's sandbox is a blast to explore, and the numerous cities are still visually impressive, even if they do not compare to a few more modern releases. Although never great, the combat gets the job done, and it is elevated by a fairly robust customization system that encourages players to experiment with their playstyles. Skyrim has been available on the Nintendo Switch since 2017, so playing the game on the go is not a novel experience offered solely via the Steam Deck. Nevertheless, Valve's platform runs the RPG well and provides another means to jump into this seminal masterpiece. Cyberpunk 2077 is no longer the same game it was in 2020, and that extends to the PC version. Out of the gate, the latter offered the best version of CD Projekt Red's ambitious sci-fi project, and it ran well on the Steam Deck. After the 2.0 update, both of those statements hold true, which comfortably makes this once-maligned release one of the greatest Steam Deck RPGs. Boasting a strong central story along with impeccable side content, Cyberpunk 2077 immerses players in a futuristic world that oozes substance and depth. Night City is a pleasure to explore, and it is filled with memorable NPCs. The combat system is pretty good as well, particularly once the progression system opens up a bit. So, did you like the games I recommended? So leave your like, subscribe to the channel to follow me, and activate the bell because I post a lot of videos on this channel and you can't miss it. Thank you very much for following me this far, and until next time, bye.